being at the right place at the right time will allow for God's service to be rendered through you if you are where you are supposed to be. Now, the significance with being tied up means that you really can't roam anywhere. And so, if I can relate it to us, before we met Jesus, we was tied up. We thought we were roaming. But the reality is, until Jesus calls us into service, until we find who God is, our roaming is really not roaming. We are tied to our circumstances, tied to our situations, tied to life's problems and issues and all those things, because think about it, before you really know or meet Jesus, you are more concerned about everything that's going on or not going on in your life. You are preoccupied. You are tied up and don't even realize you are tied up. And so you think you have freedom to roam, but really you stay within the same circle of your leash. When you out there and you think you're doing your own thing and you party and you smoke and you drinking, you realize that you are in a cyclical life, right? You think you're roaming, but you're not. Because truly, until you meet Jesus, there really is no need. All right. I need us to understand that when God created us inside of our mother's womb, you got to understand he created you for a reason. Yeah. Some for good, some for bad. People don't like to hear that, but he says, I make some for honor, some for dishonor. See, when you are at the will, the whim of the holy and righteous God, you really don't know what you are doing until you give in to the one who created you. We are tied. This young donkey is tied. He's not able to go, but he can only roam as far as his leash will allow him to go. But being an animal, he doesn't realize that he's tied. He just knows there's a certain amount of distance that I can travel in without my neck being tugged on. You think you're free, but yet when you get further than your leash will allow you, you can feel something tugging on your throat. The reason for the tying is to have you in place for when God needs you. See, when you are tied, you're not just supposed to be tied up. You're supposed to be learning in the process about your successes and your failures and understand that when I get so far, I'm getting choked, but when I come closer, I feel free. And so you begin to learn from your circumstances and your situations to realize that the rope will only, or leash will only hurt me if I try to go beyond it. But the problem is sometimes I see beyond the rope, but yet I'm not able to go. Because if you leave before it's time, you will walk into your own service. Which is a dangerous situation because you still don't know who you are. I'm trying to tell you, if you don't know who you are, you think you are a superstar, but if you don't know who you are, when you go beyond the leash, you are going down a world of trouble. See, I was tied for a while, but I was trying to operate through me. But because the Lord created, remember I told you, because you got to take this back to being, I guess, if you want to use a word from us, you got to be tethered. And you have to understand that you're tethered. Because if you don't, you will never realize that everything playing before you is meant to be.